In this video, we will discuss the asynchronous version of the one-dimensional motion lab. To start with, in this lab, you will be analyzing theoretical motions, either by looking at a position versus time or velocity versus time plot and describing the motion that would create that plot, or by looking at a description of motion and drawing the position versus time or velocity versus time plot that that description is describing. In the second part of the lab, you will be filming an object being thrown vertically. Using Logger Pro, you will analyze that video and track the position of the object in each frame of the video, which will then produce graphs that we can do analysis on. When we are filming an object to be analyzed through Logger Pro, the most important thing is that the plane of the camera and the plane of the motion must be parallel to each other. Unlike humans, who generally have two eyes, cameras only have one eye. So when I move my hand closer to the camera, you don't know if my hand is moving closer or if I can somehow just make my hand get bigger but stay in place. So the camera cannot tell if an object is changing size or changing distance to the camera. So we need the motion of the object to be at a constant distance away from the camera. And if you're holding your camera at funny angles, that's not true anymore. You start getting closer to the camera and further away from the camera as you're moving. So the plane of the camera and the plane of the motion need to be parallel. If you are having a hard time setting up that video, you don't have someone to hold the camera, things like that, you can, in theory, if you're careful, introduce a third plane into the video of a mirror. So in that case, if you're holding the camera in one plane, the camera is aimed at the mirror, which is parallel, and then you have your object and its motion is parallel, all of the physics will stay true. So if you can't get a good setup with putting your camera on a table or on a tripod or something like that, you could hold your camera and film the object in a mirror. And if all three of those planes are parallel, things will still work. When you are analyzing your video in Logger Pro, the camera only knows about pixels, and Logger Pro only knows what the camera has. So you can track your position, but only in terms of number of pixels away from one corner of the video. So to turn that into numbers that we understand in physics, you will need to convert pixels to meters. And you can do that by including in the video an object of known length. In a perfect world, that'd be something like a meter stick, but it can be anything that you know the exact dimensions of. A piece of paper, the length of your hairbrush, if you know how long your belt is, anything like that will work. And then in Logger Pro, you can set the scale to inform the computer that this object is exactly this length and exactly this many pixels. And then Logger Pro will do everything after that in meters instead of pixels. Thank you for staying to the end of the video. Here's this lab's fun fact. The Stegosaurus had been extinct for at least 50 million years before Saturn's rings started to form.